Caroline Rotich was smiling as she crossed the finish line in the Boston Marathon, and it was an incredible finish to boot. Ms. Rotich was the winner in this year's women's race, and better yet, she lives and trains right here in Santa Fe. I sat down with her this week to learn more about her running career and how she came to New Mexico. We're very pleased to have Caroline Rotich, our Boston Marathon women's winner from 2015. Thank you, and you're living in Santa Fe the last 8 years. Thank you for coming down to New Mexico PBS to talk about this.
Thank you for having me here.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It must have been a whirlwind the past couple of weeks. What's your life been like since the win?
Yeah, I can tell you it has been busy, different, and trying to catch up with everything. But for all, I'm trying to just like get recovery and resting done too, because I have to get back to training too.
Oh, no kidding. No rest for the winners, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Interesting. I want to peel back a little bit. We'll talk about the race and all that kind of thing, but I want to know a little bit more about you. And your life story is very interesting to me. Talk about growing up in Kenya. What part of Kenya did you grow up in, and your family dynamic? Tell us about that.
Yeah, I grew up in Kenya, a little small town close to Nyahururu. It's more northern Kenya. Mm-hmm. And when I was 14, I get a scholarship in Japan to went to high school or to run for school there. So I went there when I was 14.
Wow. From
14 to 18, I graduated high school there, and I spent another 2 years there trying to just like catch up and see if I can settle down there and continue with the life. But I wanted to be more in professional world and really continue with the dreams of running. So I didn't find everything I wanted there, so I went back to Kenya. I kind of tried to see where to go, where to start, but went to part of Europe for a couple races there. And after that, I got a chance to come here in 2006, which is I have been living here, and my manager at that time used to live in Santa Fe. Santa Fe. So I came here, we settled down, and I loved it the first time I came here, and I was like, I think I'm gonna see where I'm gonna go from here. So after that, I met my coach, Ryan, and since then we have get chance to start want more my dream to come true, and I saw this is maybe the nice place to be, or just like having a coach and have this all opportunity to continue with the career. Easy to go to races here, so I live there, and I had been good time being here in Santa Fe, and here I am now.
Yeah, yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned your coach. Interesting reading about him. He's a very high-level triathlete, and he's won at the highest levels, but it's unusual to have a triathlete as a coach for a distance runner. Did it take a little while to make it gel, or what made that work for you?
First of all, I remember the first time I started working with him, I knew that he was triathlon, but I remember even friends telling me, we don't know, or we can't see how it's gonna go with the coach who used to run and swim and bike. We don't know how much he can do for running, and you just run. And I told myself, I had never had a coach. I know it's gonna be hard, but this is what I wanna do. And if I believe in what I wanna do, and he is different with what I do, but he knows a lot of sport, most of sport. If he combines those three things to come to one thing, I think I can get something here. So I kind of tell myself I want to give a chance to try it and see how it goes.
Yeah. Interesting. He had an interesting quote that even some of the strategy you used during the race, because you had a headwind, it was a little bit cooler, and I don't know all the terminology of running, but something along the lines like he didn't want you to make a move and get your nose into the wind unless you had to do something, almost as if a triathlete was running, almost a style of a triathlete versus a distance runner, but it paid off, that strategy.
Yeah, for sure. He talked about it, and you going there, how it's gonna be, and look, the weather, everything. And he always say, if everything went perfect that day, in that day, you're gonna have a good race, but you have to run smart. But this is what we're gonna plan to do, and then try it.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
but everything has
it's
to come together, I suppose, too, and it has to be perfect. The other runners have to almost cooperate. You know?
yeah. So,
Interestingly. Let's talk about the race. We were talking before we sat down to tape this. Interestingly, I grew up in one of the towns that's on the race route, so it's a big part of my life. It's a day off from school. I've been watching it live for a long time. I watch it here, live stream. And watching you run in that lead pack, it was hard to determine who was really kind of going to break out there, because we had an American leading the pack and cutting a pretty good pace for a while there. How did that affect your strategy when that pace started to tick up a little bit like that?
You know, you talk about it, you think about it. When you're running, you have to be in the race most of the time, because you don't want to be trying to be outside the race and then you realize people are gone or something like that. So
Right.
I was there thinking every minute, every step on that all the way, and trying to tell myself you have to be calm and pay attention for everything what's going to happen in the race, because you don't know how or everyone thinks or feel
Sure,
in the race. So
sure.
try to be there. And I remember even when we were getting 8 or 9 of them was still more late in the race, but you know, you told myself, you know, you have to be there, you have to continue going with the pace. But I didn't want to think like, oh, who is in front, who is not in front, who is taking the lead, who is not, because everyone in that race, I know that is capable of doing something good no matter what's happened. So just thinking everyone who's going to take the lead, I'm going to just follow and see how it goes. Yeah.
One of the interesting parts of the race that I always enjoy is the big roar that goes up for the women runners when they run by Wellesley College. I've always wondered what that's like for the racers. What does that sound like? It's an amazing thing on television.
It's amazing, but at the same time you get this all energy, because you can't even feel it your steps, because it's too loud, too crazy, but a lot of energy. Love that part too.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. Now, you had run in the Boston Marathon previously. You had come in 4th. You knew the route, so to speak, from the race, but you hadn't really trained on that route, if I understand correctly. Did that make a difference? Were there things that were surprising to you as the race went along that you didn't recall from your 4th place finish previously?
Yeah, when I went there the first time, you know, you run and you kind of think you know the course very well, but at the same time, when you go back like the second time I went there, you kind of be like, oh, I didn't see here the first time, but getting the race, most of the time I don't, because I don't know everyone. I don't go to the course and just like try to know every details, but at the same time, you just like match the training,
Right.
what we do with the course or the races where we're gonna race. So I had that and I knew, you know, it's how the course look like or how it's gonna feel in some point, and coach keep telling you, you know, it's gonna be in this part or this place, you're gonna be this way and that. So all the time you're waiting for something to happen
Right.
in your body, or see if what coach says is gonna be happening.
Sure, I can imagine. Which
Yeah.
brings us, of course, to the finish, which was so exciting. I have to confess to you, I was in my house, alone, screaming at the top of my lungs for you. I just couldn't help it. It was amazing to watch someone that lives in Santa Fe, shoulder to shoulder with our 2nd place winner up until maybe the last quarter mile. And when did you really know you had to make a push? Did she make a little run first? And do I recall this correctly? Then you actually made your push after you sort of saw what she was going to try to do. Is that about right?
Yeah, you know, most of the part I don't remember doing it, but in the race, I remember, after the race, I remember trying to push or to just like take the lead, but all of a sudden I didn't quite see. I turned around and the finish line was so long, and I was like, oh God, I don't want to sprint from here. I'm going to die before the finish line. So I back off a little bit, and then she took the lead. So I was like, I think this is it. And at the same time, I pick up my face like this, and I saw the front, and I was like, oh, here is the finish tape. And I was like, no, I have to keep going and make sure I get all out in this finish line. So yeah, she took off, she took the lead. And yeah,
Worked out about a four-second difference between first and second, which is, a pretty good gap when you really think about after 26 some odd miles. You guys are all in one
down
pack.
to that kick or just like the finish tip. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about your experience in Santa Fe. You've been working with elementary school kids, lots of different runners in the Santa Fe area. It's amazing when you look on Facebook. Everyone seems to have seen you apparently running in Santa Fe now that you've won. I've noticed on Facebook. Oh, I see her all the time running, and interesting. But you do work with the community quite a bit to get running more involved with kids and stuff. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we go to some school and meet with this kid. But I remember the first time I was kind of scared because I was like, I don't know what I'm going to tell them or how they're going to think about this or all this, that stuff. But when we met with them, see them so excited, want to know more about professional running. So that's motivated me and start making me to want more and just like go back and talk to them, run with them, and have fun with them,
Right.
Yes.
Right. And you've been embraced by the community, certainly. We had a parade. There's all kinds of different things that have happened. Do you feel like your life in Santa Fe is going to be a little bit different? Can you just go to any restaurant now? Or is there things changed completely, even in Santa Fe?
Yeah, I do. It's in that it's going to be a little bit different, but at the same time, I'm going to try to control it and keep on training hard and see more and more of the future.
Interesting.
Here in Santa Fe.
I read a great quote about why distance running particularly has become very big for women here in this country and around the world, that it's very empowering, that the power of putting one foot in front of the other to get to a goal can be a very, very powerful thing. I'm curious what makes running special for you. Why do you like to run?
Man, running is one thing I enjoy. I love doing it every time, even when like I had almost a week or maybe without running. But every time when I'm in the house, I feel like I'm missing something. I want to get out. And when you get out there and run, you feel relaxed, you feel energized just like by going out and run. So running is something I love doing it, and I don't know, it's kind of something inspire me all the time to get out and just like run.
How many miles a week do you run, by the way, when you're training?
It's depend with which part we are, but we run from 100 to 120 miles a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. And year round, doesn't matter, cold, warm, just doesn't matter. Just got to do it.
Yeah, we have to deal with it because you don't know what's gonna look in the race if you really want to go out there and race. So we try to just like be outside there and running every time we get a chance to.
My last question is, what's in the future for you? Are you going to run Chicago coming up? Are you going to run Boston again as a defending champion? That'll be very interesting, by the way.
I would love to do all that, but right now I kind of just relax, recover, don't think too much, anything about the races. But at the same time, I'm gonna have to talk to my coach and manager and see what's gonna come next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caroline, thank you very much for coming down to New Mexico PBS. We're very proud of you.
Thank you. Thanks
it's a wonderful
for
thing for
me.
Santa Fe. It's a wonderful thing for you, and we really appreciate you coming.
Thank you.
Good to
Thanks
see
for
you.
having me.
Absolutely.
Thank you.